Please give her a big round of applause. Naomi Karavani.
Keep it going for Randy. Let him hear it. And all the speakers you've heard tonight. It's so good to see you. So good to be with you guys on stage. Can we play some music? Something like background that I could do with my jokes. Yeah, come on, let's fill up the silence. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, this is the vibe of my jokes. I can tell dick jokes to this. Yeah, why not? Well, I moved from DC. Yeah, I just moved to New York about a month ago. Thank you very much. We have real New Yorkers in the house. You know how hard it is to move to New York, right? You've found apartments before. What do you need to do to get an apartment in New York, right? You need to...
Kill somebody.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I shouldn't ask this audience any rhetorical questions. I really should have paid attention earlier, but... well, what you do is you spend a few months on Street Easy, right? Then you learn Yiddish. And then you wire money to somebody who may or may not have an apartment, which is what I did. I found a great place, and the broker was like, just Venmo me $500. And I was like, okay, are you sure you don't want more? I'll give you more. I'll give you everything I have. And then he stopped responding. I'm like, oh my God, I got scammed. For only $500? Actually, he was just observing the Sabbath. That's what happened. He responded to me on Saturday night, and so I got a little scammed, but like by a man of God, so it doesn't hurt as much. How's the music going with the jokes? Is it good? I think this was a good choice. Yeah, so I did come from DC. It's a beautiful place for some people, and there's some things that are cool about that town. You have a lot of drugs that are legal in DC. That's kind of cool, but nobody can do them because they're government clearance, which is a little cruel. You just have State Department employees dreaming of the day they can do CBD. I just think, shouldn't the government let them do it? Just smoke some weed. Just let them do it, right? Like, is the government really worried people are going to smoke weed and spill government secrets? Like, do you know that side effect of weed? Talking. Like, that's not one of them. They should put it in the water, maybe. I think maybe they're worried that the CIA... Oh, okay, now that's a good time for that. That was the CIA present here tonight.
That was Hunter Biden.
Where's that accent from? That was Hunter Biden. Is that Scottish?
Yeah.
Oh. I know my UK accents. Where was I in that joke? Oh yeah, so I think they're worried that people in the military will smoke weed, and then you'll have a 4-star general smoke weed, he'll get high, worry about the things he said years ago. Like, oh man, I gotta apologize to Stacy. And Afghanistan, Jesus Christ. He'll just say sorry with the Taliban, like, these past 20 years, was I being weird? You know, regular crowds love that joke, but I did a DSA fundraiser last night, and they were not into it either. So, it was funny or it wasn't funny? Yeah. Okay, now this is too supportive now. You guys are giving me what I don't deserve. No, I think the music was going well.
I was not enjoying your set, though. I wanted to pay attention.
Oh, no. Okay, fine. Well, I also want to say that, I also want to say thank you to Randy for setting this up, printing out this poster he's very proud of, and Yeah, it's a real honor to be here with Julian Assange's family, and it's a real honor to be here telling my dirty jokes. And it's gonna get dirtier, and I'm gonna feel ashamed of myself when I leave, but that's a part of doing comedy, really. But yeah. Do you guys remember when recycling was supposed to save the planet? And then scientists were like, oh no, it's too late. But still, separate it. I'm glad we got rid of straws, right? Because that was the problem, clearly. I just think we should get rid of straws altogether, right? The substitutions, they're no good. The paper straws, they go limp. I'm like, am I doing this wrong? And then we have metal straws. I think that's really sending a message to these turtles. Like, we're gonna finish the job next time. Also, political audiences don't like that joke either. You guys are like, we came here for the turtles today. We came here to support the turtles. But I used to be a teacher in New York City. I used to teach high school history. Thank you. I assume you're applauding for me quitting. And I really miss it sometimes because now I heard you get a free gun. And I remember having to buy staplers. So it's a little bit unfair. And my students, they actually found out that I was doing stand-up comedy when I was teaching. And Randy, you gotta shut up during this joke. Anyways, they immediately lost respect for me and asked me for drugs. But the hardest part of it was, it just became impossible to, just tell a joke in class. The bar got way too high all of a sudden. I was just telling like a normal run-of-the-mill, Abraham Lincoln was that guy who didn't like the play. He preferred the book. And regular crowd pleaser. And then I turn around, there's no laughs, none. And one kid's like, how do you expect to make it in this business with those kind of jokes? I'm like, David, you're a 19-year-old freshman. We're both not gonna make it, okay? But I did really care about the kids. I did really care about them. It's just that, do we have teachers in the house tonight? Cool, yeah, of course we have teachers here. Yeah, because they care. They care about people. But it's hard to care about teenagers because they have the dumbest dreams, right? The girls wanted to be video hoes or lawyers. And the boys, they all wanted to be professional athletes. No matter the body type. And it's actually not that good of a job to be a professional athlete because they're the only men on earth who really get what it's like to be a woman, right? They have until they're 30 years old. Maybe if they're lucky. And then men are going to stop caring about them. That's it. Yeah, men are going to start watching younger athletes. Like college athletes, maybe high school athletes, for some sick people. Yeah, knees have the same shelf life as ovaries. It's over for both of us. Am I the only woman who realizes this? Am I the only woman who's weeping at the Super Bowl party? Because I realize as I'm watching, I'm thinking exactly what the players are thinking. I'm like, I better get that ring this year. That's only for the American audience members. Sorry to the Scotsman who's in the house. I had to change that joke for Edinburgh. Yeah. What else would you guys like? Do you guys want dirty stuff? It feels inappropriate. It feels inappropriate to do this. But that's what I do best. So I have to do it, right? It'll be an uplifting story. Like, I got really good feedback when I was giving a blowjob recently. Thank you. He said, I can tell that you just don't want to do this. And I was like, oh my God, he really gets me. Like, I have a friend who loves blowjobs. She says she like feels the power of the man when she does them. She's like a real feminist. And I'm like, you're doing that wrong. That's not a blowjob. And we tried that for centuries, getting power from giving head. It didn't work out for us. We're like, I'm sorry, Cindy, I was choking, but I didn't get the raise. We didn't get it. And this is why Hillary Clinton is such a feminist icon, because that great woman outsourced her blowjobs. Just what an incredible woman. And when you think about it, it's really a NAFTA joke. It's not a blowjob joke. If you really look at it closely now, it's a blowjob joke. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you. That's what I do comedy for, just people saying, that's fucking good. Yeah, that's good. Are you guys worried about Gen Z? Are you worried about the young ones? Yeah. Like they have short attention spans, they have new meanings to words, like they pay attention long enough to figure out if something's racist and then they give up. They're paying attention to the important things. Like I was talking to my niece the other day and I was telling her, I feel like I need a piano for this. I was talking to my niece the other, I like the piano in the background. I was talking to my niece the other day. And I told her that my doctor canceled my appointment. And she was like, oh my God, your doctor canceled? What did he do? Did he touch a patient? I'm like, no, he rescheduled. And yes, he did touch a patient because that's his job. That's what he does. If you went to the doctor, he didn't touch you, you'd be like, what, we could do this over the phone? Like, why am I here? But then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? Maybe my doctor should be canceled. Because he is a man. And he's a gynecologist. Today, don't we have enough women in STEM to solve this problem? Why are there still male gynecologists? I think, okay, if you went to school in the 70s for gynecology and you're a man, fine, you're safe. But if you were an aspiring male gynecologist during the Me Too era, canceled. Like, we're tweeting it out. Caleb Freeman wants to be a professional pussy inspector. And that's not a legit job anymore. I'm sorry. I'm just not even convinced anything that a male gynecologist is doing is like real medicine. You know, like the 2-finger test? You know what I'm talking about, ladies. The 2-finger test that they do? You know what I'm talking about, sir? You do. You know it. Well, you go to them and they stick their fingers in you. There's no medical reason for that. I mean, you could tell that the woman's alive, maybe. Probably a great place to take your pulse, but that's it. I'm like, you didn't learn this in medical school? You learned that in middle school, like the rest of us. Wow, and that is my great closer. What's your name? Please give it up for Raphael. And please give it up for Randy. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. Thank you guys for sharing this with us.